I'm Rosemary Frey, wife of the late Bill Frey. We were married for 35 years when he got sick, and we have 3 daughters and now 2 grandsons. What really stood out about Bill, even way, 50-some years ago, was he was just very kind. And he was humble, but he had a great sense of joy and fun. He had a fun spirit. He always had a very positive attitude. And he always was eager to learn and to grow and to be a better person. That was always important to him. Probably the most annoying thing was that he just could never say no. But that was also one of the things that was most endearing about him, because he always wanted to help and he was always available to help. But I think from a family person's standpoint, it could be a little annoying sometime when we had other plans. Bill really didn't like attention on himself, so I don't know how he'll feel about this interview. But he was humbled by the many awards he got over the years. But he really didn't welcome or even felt a little uncomfortable with any kind of adulation. I think I'd want people to know that Bill just really loved his family and his friends and his community. He just wanted to leave the world a little better place than what he came into. And he really lived his life, I think, doing for others, but he had a lot of fun along the way, and he always was smiling.
My name's Russ Elliott, and Bill Frey was a friend of mine for about 12 years. Our friendship kind of started in our midlife rather than when we were young. He was certainly one of the most inspirational friends that I've had, so I'm really proud to be included in this video. There were just a lot of things to admire about Bill that made up who Bill was. One was that he seemed to be completely unselfish with his time, and he would give his time to almost anybody that he thought he could help. He was never looking at his watch. He would spend hours and hours with people doing what he could to help them. I'm wearing one of Bill's sweaters. When he passed, and I've had a few other friends, whoever's left, I like to ask for some item. It doesn't have to be anything special, but I thought wearing his sweater today would be appropriate.
Hi, I'm Alex Roten with Coldwell Banker Commercial. I've been asked to give some comments about my good friend and colleague, Bill Frey. Bill joined our company and was hired by Larry Tokarski in the mid-90s. I was not part of the company at the time, but I knew Bill and I knew his reputation, and I got to know Bill when I bought the company in 1998. Bill was from a famous family in Salem, the Frey family. They owned a variety of grocery stores. He had 3 brothers, went to North Salem High School, and was a huge in the Catholic community. One of the things about Bill that was striking, he had this pastoral personality. He would drop everything if one of his past clients needed her wood stacked. He would take an individual, a past friend that was too old to go on hunting trips anymore, on hunting trips. He would give up a week of his time to do this. That's what made Bill so special. That's why Bill has an award named after him. That's why Bill has a street named after him. He cared about people. He had a loving family. Rosemary helped him in the business, his wife. He had 3 beautiful daughters. They've all gone off to be successful. And Bill was such a caring person. Not necessarily, huge accolades. He had a big play in the Courthouse Square, originally in the Courthouse Square, getting that developed. But it was more his personality, and it's not necessarily his real estate accomplishments. He'd run around and give these little chocolate Hershey kisses to people just because he loved people, genuinely loved people, and that's what made Bill special.
My name's Jim Seymour, and I'm the Executive Director at Catholic Community Services. I remember when I first met Bill, actually his sister was a friend of mine, and she introduced us. And she said that Bill was always complaining about kids who were getting into trouble. And she challenged him one day to come and talk to me because she said that at Catholic Community Services, we worked with those kids and that there were some reasons. There were things that were happening to those kids that kind of led to the delinquent behavior. So Bill called me and we sat down and talked, and he decided to join our board of directors. You know, he said he would rather light a candle than to keep cursing the darkness. There's so many things I admired about Bill. What comes to mind immediately, though, was, you know, after a couple of years, he became our board chairperson. And we got the work done, but it was always so much fun with Bill. I remember I was telling him that I was trying to learn a magic trick because I wasn't any good at it, but I like to do it with my grandkids, you know? And he said, well, what's the trick? And I said, well, it's this thing where you're trying to make it seem like you were able to take somebody's t-shirt off without them really letting you do it, you know? And he said, well, let's do it. And so I kind of explained how it worked to him. And at our next board meeting, he came in and he had 2 wigs. Both of us were kind of, you know, bald. And so me more than him. But he said, okay, now let's just pretend like it's not us. You put on a wig, I'll put on a wig. We'll go in and we'll pretend like you're not here and I'm not here. And so we're going to do this magic trick. And it was just goofy. Everybody knew it was us. We had our suits and stuff on. But we went in with these wigs and we introduced ourselves and said that Jim and Bill had been delayed and that they'd sent us to do this magic trick. And I did this thing where just bumped his chest and off came his t-shirt, and then he unbuttoned his shirt a little bit to show he didn't have a t-shirt on, and everybody just howled. And it was just always like that with him. He just never felt sorry for himself. And he didn't really put up with people feeling sorry for themselves either. But again, not in a mean-spirited way, but in a way that he would just help you see it. Like, this is reality, and life is good, and let's go on. So Bill was the chairman of our board for several years at Catholic Community Services, and when he passed away, the North Neighborhood Association got together and petitioned the city to name a street after him. So there's Bill Frey Drive, and it just happened at the same time we were building our headquarters right on the corner of North Portland Road and Bill Frey Drive. And our board just unanimously said we have to put a chapel in this building and it has to be named after Bill Frey. So on the 3rd floor of our headquarters out on North Portland Road, if you ever are out there and you want to come up, there's the Bill Frey Chapel.
Well, I think everybody has people that come in their life that are really, really special. And Bill was certainly one of those people. I mean, he had such a realm of goodness about him that it made you want to be a better person. I remember one day Bill said to me, one of the reasons that he worked so hard is that he wanted to make more money so he could give more money away. So he's the only person that's ever said something like that to me.
I think of all of the people in my life, Bill is one that I most want to be like. I want to be able to just accept life on its own terms and not let it get me down. I want to be a kind of person that gets things done and is successful, but who also cares deeply about the success of other people and always willing to mentor, always willing to lend a helping hand.
I think I'd want people to remember that he worked really hard for his successes. He was competitive. He liked to win. But most importantly, he always wanted to do the right thing, even when it didn't play to his best interest. And I think each day he just tried to make that day a little better than the one before. And he always was looking for ways and was always available to help when anybody needed anything for whatever reason. Really wanted to make the world a better place.
I think future recipients of this award and why the award was created was for the caring and the personal touch of this individual, not necessarily their business accolades or what they accomplished or what they built or what they developed or sold. It's really from the heart, that he cared about you, and he cared about the individuals he worked with sincerely. And I think that's the major attribute that I think that the future recipients should have, is absolutely to the core, loving and caring about other people.